Hello everyone, welcome to episode 93. My name is Barbara and I'm a Polish woman, I should say woman, that lives in Ireland. Originally I'm from Poland, so you know, here and there you can hear a strange accent. That's that. Yeah. Hello to those who are here for the first time. I hope you're going to enjoy. I'm going to talk about things that are going on in regards a Ravelry group, so some giveaways. I'll be definitely drawing winners, and what else? I'll be talking about one project that I want to rip, and you'll see what that is. And then I'll be talking about my whips, I'll be talking about my finish-ish objects, and then I'll be talking about pattern sweaters and my stash for sweaters. So I think that's exciting. So let's hop into it, but feel free to go down below and check all the links. I'll try to put as many as I can. If you're interested and you think it will be beneficial for other people to also get the link down below, just comment me and I will find that for you. No problem. Yeah. Today a fancy thing. No, it's not alcohol drink, it's just a coffee. Seb likes to prepare some fancy thing in the glasses. We don't really drink alcohol, so that's what we're using for. Cheers! And I had it first because I knew it's going to get cold. Who am I? Quickly, I'm a knitwear designer, let's say that way. I would say I'm gradually feeling that I am one. Then also I have a little online shop, so you can check the links down below. I'm very active on Instagram, which I would suggest you to have a glimpse if you're not there, and if you're not and if you're a little bit shy how to get there, ask me, I'll help. And you can find me on Ravelry in the knittingILove group, but also you can find my designs on Lovecrafts. A little bit experiencing, or what you would say, finding myself in that area. Okie dokie. So first things first, also just an update what has happened since the last episode, and you can see it on this channel. So maybe on the screen you can see it now, just in case you missed it. So first things first is a vlog. Sebs likes to take people for free and me too. He takes me too for trips in Ireland, Republic of Ireland, just in case. And yeah, so he tries to organize something like that once per month, so everyone's welcome, and we just go somewhere. And this time was obviously a walk, and it was quite nice one. You can see even a little kiddo doing that walk, so I presume it would classify as a beginner friendly. So I really enjoy that, and that gives me kind of a kick to do things every day. And what I like to do, I like to walk. So if I have a chance, I do walk. Don't think that I'm walking every day though. I really try to do that, but you know, you'll see me here and there on Instagram sharing and hopefully motivating you. So if you walk or you run, and I hear that you do, you can definitely tag me. That will kind of give me an extra push to, you know, she did it, he did it, well, I'll do it too. Okay, so the next one is Trip for Two Socks. That's my pattern, but this one is a modified one, and it's so much fun. I actually wore it yesterday and I just fell in love with it. I want to make more. Actually, there's something going on now, and I'll tell you in a sec what that is, and I'm thinking maybe to implement that motif in that mysterious. Then the second thing you can see, it's a warrior headband. This is not a pattern that you can buy. I did not follow a pattern. That's basically how you would say it on Ravelry. I just went through it. I used this headband to also create a tutorial how I make my bubbles. So if you're interested how I do it, where you do not have to turn your work on the wrong side, I would say check it out. Yeah, just go to my playlist tutorials and you'll see it all. And the next one is leftovers. That's number 14, and a number 14 because I really wanted to make more friends, and I know making friends maybe it's not about not seeing them, but well, whatever you have, whatever you can do. And so I like to do swaps, and don't think it's like a big box and everything like that. Basically whatever fits in the large flat envelope under 100 grams, I'll do it for you. It's like basically the thing costs €2.90 in Ireland to send it internationally. So I think it's like you know, we're having a coffee together. So yeah, so what I lately did a swap I have a whip. So that's in a sec. If you're interested to do swap and you've never done that before, I would say go check the link down below to my Knitting I Love group on Reverly, and there is a thread swap, and just obviously you can swap bigger things if you want to, but this is just what I feel comfortable with. I do not put any packaging. I just basically tuck those minis flat, not even rolled nicely, no, and tease inside. So yeah, I'm just saying. And obviously, if you swap with me, you need to be aware that I will post it on Instagram when I'm knitting. You'll be tagged. I'll show it over here. So yeah, it's kind of social media thing spread out here and there if you're willing to do that. And I hope 16 hours. And I hope that, you know, that whatever you received from me in a swap or even a giveaway or a prize, and even if you're watching now and you got something 3-4 years ago, go for it, tag me if you know how, or kind of even send me an email. That would be really cool, to kind of see that you're still thinking of me and the prize or the gift that I sent to you really meant something. Oh, okay. Or it still is in your heart, because I know it meant something. Because, you know, I think all the gifts we receive, either me or you, it's always something special, isn't it? It's like, you know, even if it's a card, it's just like, you know, anyway, or it's just me. So now you could see leftover socks 14 over here, because these socks I got from Dawn Marie, and you could see it if you look closely on the photo, and she sent me not only those leftovers but other beautiful yarn, and I showed you that in the previous episode. I showed you what I got, and that was a lot. So obviously it's kind of overwhelmed me, and the thing that I was brave enough to start was those leftovers. So yeah, and I'm ready wearing socks. Just saying. And they're so comfy. I love it. Anyway, I'm not sure if it's a pink color or is it just stripes. And it also has a meaning that, you know, that someone sent it to me. I know. Anyway, so in the next one and last one, and I still have it over here, I still did not wave ends. You can check it out, and I would say is the Garia socks, I would say, and designer is amazing, Erica Lopez, and you can check her Instagram. I linked to her pattern, everything, to her Instagram account under that video, so not this one. Go click other one, watch it. And these socks will be one of those 52 socks that are featured, or you can pre-order magazine in 52 weeks of socks from Lane magazine. So you know, I knitted these in April 2019, just kind of give you a heads up. I couldn't say a lot, and my brain and, you know, remembering stuff is a little bit vague. But I know I knitted them very fast, and I was so pleased, because when you do test knit, you know, as a test knitter, you just try to find some things, and it's just a thrill when you can find it. Obviously, well, I'm, let's say, designer, and we have now a test knit, so that's how I get that. When the test knitters find something, I just feel thrilled that yeah, they did find something, and second of all, that it's just a reward when you find a mistake. I know it sounds bad, but it's such a good feeling. So I know that if my test knitters find something, and they find a lot, just that will make them happy. So it's good that I'm making mistakes, I think. Any test knitters that are test knitting for me, or test knitted for me, just write it down below. Do you agree with that? Now, so that's that since the last time I podcast and had a chit chat with you, and I hope you liked it. Yeah, 3 pairs of socks. Yeah, well, you know, should we count these? Let's go to Reverly. Knitting I Love group on Reverly, link down below so you don't have to search anything. Let's go to the section Knitting I Love pattern giveaway, because yeah, no one remind me. No. So basically over there, every month, or after every month, I'll draw one person, and how to say it right? Okay, so the idea is that you go there, you post what pattern, obviously paid for pattern, not free pattern. Free pattern you have access. Paid for pattern you really like, you can, you know, post each pattern, but then I will draw, and the post that will be randomly picked, this is the pattern you're going to get. And the thing is that you can only win once, just saying. So I forgot to draw for December 2019, and I forgot to draw for, well, you know, it's what, 8th of February, so not really that late. 8th of February. Okay, so let's upload this on now. So we have 63 entries. I know I had to delete once lately, and I informed that person knows. It's only my patterns, because that's kind of a fun part to do. Okay, so from 2 till 63, generate 56. Okay, the winner for December is Knit Droid. And she says, "Is this still open, Barbara? I love that hat made from minis. So many in my leftovers bag from making socks." I think she has a lot of leftovers. So yes, you won my full of minis hat. And who's Knit Droid? Knit Droid is Andy. And that's she says. And she's from Belfast, from Northern Ireland. So congratulations, you won my full of minis hat. And for January 2020, that's London Sky. And thank you for the giveaway, Barbara. 2 of my favorite patterns that I haven't purchased, couldn't choose one, LOL, is the Star Hat and Love Song Socks. So I'm going to check it out. And Landon, he is from Ontario, Canada. And congratulations. And I think you've knitted Star Hat. I'm not sure about Love Song Socks. If you already purchased those 2, because you know that had been going on for the last 2 years, I think. Then you can pick whatever. Or you can wait for any new patterns. Congratulations to both of you. So that was fun. So now we're heading to my design, okay? So now we're heading to my new design, and new design that it's going to go ahead. Well, the one that is actually the newest in January that I published is Alice Beauty, and this is the Third Wish hat, kind of inspired by the Witcher. Just saying. And then now what I'm going to do, and the test knitters are working very hard, is to publish a free pattern because I knitted these, I think in 2019. I think so, and you really liked it, and it's such a easy thing to do, so I thought, you know what, this is going to be for free. So hopefully my test knitters are going to knit it nicely and check it nicely, and I think that the deadline is 28th of February, but you know, with me, we can go slightly farther. I'm not really pushed. So these, you can definitely check finished object video on these, and I completely didn't know. I did not know what the pattern was, because these are leftovers from my lovely friend Diane, and I used 45 grams including the ribbing. So in the pattern, that's kind of 10 grams you would probably need for the ribbing. We're going to check that with knitters. I'm going to cast it on hopefully today or tomorrow to knit my pair. And so overall 45 grams for my size. There'll be 4 sizes, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is size 3 for my hand, and I love it so much. You can roll it. I use it for walks. So just saying. So I can go with like this. I can go like that. And I found the band. So we do know the yarn is Dragon Horde Yarns, and this is Molly Weasley. So check it out. This is American yarn, so I was so happy to get a little bit of it. Check how pretty. So nice. So big cheers to my test knitters, and just in case you're test knitting for me in the future, what I like to do, I like to create a group on Instagram. So you need to be on Instagram, and basically we're just posting, and I'm putting some videos when I look at the bust, and I just chit chat with you too, and we're sharing with the yarn, but also what we eat. So it's a little bit, you know, it's like a knitting group than test knit group, but it's very relaxed and casual, and I check it every day. So yeah, and how do I do it? I just call test knitters on Instagram. I don't have any newsletters or anything like that. Do you think it's a brilliant idea to have a newsletter? I'm not sure. That's definitely extra cost if I want to go for it. So so far I'm happy. I think for this test knit for free pattern we have 14 test knitters, and because normally I give a copy to the test knitter and one of their friends, this will be a free pattern, so I will be gifting 20% coupon code for my test knitters to my shop. So I presume this is where I could be doing anyway for future. Stay tuned. Now I mentioned about to give away a hat, and I haven't done anything about it. I know some of you are asking and stuff. It's still here, it's still with me, and I'm kind of chicken over here, so so we shall see how that goes. I haven't heard a lot that you would want to do that. I might do like a de-stash, maybe create different Instagram and do that, but I need to be a little bit braver. Let me know down below, would you like to get anything that I have knitted and worn? So it's a second hand, to say. And I would be thrilled if you know, if there would be even a person who hasn't knitted anything before or is not knitter, because I hear or see sometimes people are watching me who are not knitters, and that could be the kind of a first step, a glimpse, a touch for some kind of yarny goodness. Over here is, I think, was cashmere, alpaca, and merino, I think. I'm just guessing. Okay, finished object, playlist, hats, check this out. So that's an update. And next section is RIP one project. So I have a few projects that I started and I haven't finished them, and I'm just going through them. What should I do with them? Because they're occupying my beautiful bags, and obviously I have needles in there. And you know, so in this beautiful beauty I wrote it a toy. So let's see what's inside. So now I have some scraps, and by scraps I mean they're not leftovers, they're just scraps. That's basically all those waving in stuff that you don't know what to do with them. Sometimes what I do, they're long enough, if I pack something and I put some wrapping, I just use it to wrap stuff. Maybe on the screen you can see, because that's remember last episode someone won a prize for a cow, and I just wrapped like that. So that's, I think, the best thing for me to do. Then what we have over here, we have needles and we have DPNs, and this is Dpn Pouch. You can still find these pouches in my shop. Some people were asking about a circular needle pouch. I told you that unfortunately the lady that was doing that for me, she doesn't do it anymore, so I didn't have a time and would not have funds probably to find someone else to continue with that, because you need to put some money up front, let's say it that way, to have online shop, to have items in your shop before they're, you know, you can sell them. So far, and these whatever okay, so whatever pouches I have over there in my shop, that's, I presume, it. So if you want to grab, go for it. You can use them for DPNs, or I showed on Instagram. If I can, I'll show it over here. I got a question in regards, will the DPNs from my shop work for circular needles? And I would say they will. I'm knitting SHAWL, so just pretend maybe it's socks, but although these is 4-inch, and I'll show you in a sec on 5-inch, but how will that work? So you just put over here, swirl and clip, and that's that. Stays. Now I don't have socks on the go, but let's pretend we have socks over here. So the same story, put in here, so as you can see, and then move around, and that's it. How you can use for circular needles too, because obviously you can. So that's that. The size over here that I'm saving is 2.75 millimeters. I have more, so probably one smaller. And what project do I have over here? I have a star. I knitted a star like this on the screen, and I knitted the way the designer wanted to do. And the way, this is a pre-pattern, so the way the star on the screen is knitted, you cast on, you do like something like provisional cast on. I didn't, I just did a backloop cast on method, and then I knit it to the center, and then you have to come back, pick up those stitches. So you pick up those stitches and then you knit the center while you're filling it with some scraps. So I thought, I didn't really like the way that I had to go back, so I was thinking maybe I go from the center to up and then come down, but because the yarn over here and the needles, and it has to be tied, kind of stretch that center point, so it did not really work out, and I'm not sure will I be continue that. Well, I'm not sure. I'm here to frog it. So yeah, let's do this. And saving some progress keepers, because you need those. Okay. And the yarn what I'm using over here is the yarn that I got in Poland. Some of you said that you also got this yarn. I'm going from both sides. So this is a fingering, and it's I think it's a wheel spun, I call it. So it's not drop spindle, but it's on the wheel. Because when you're buying it, it's not in the shop, it's in the market. So, you know, it's like very locally done. It's not a meal or anything like it. Just saying. Anyway, it has to go like this. So this yarn is perfect for ornaments, for covers for jars. What did I knit? There was a pattern that I designed, and I designed with this yarn is, you can use any relax holder, which is a holder for your soap, or you can adapt it to, I have it over that too, to something else. You can make it bigger, obviously. What else? And what else? And I sent one of the skeins as a prize, so I can't wait. If you're going to use it for something, use it. You can have a rag. I know people were doing that, and then felting it, so you can do that too. Obviously, if you're felting anything, you need to, like, I think triple the size that you want to get, because I've never actually felted anything. I know Amber from the Yarn Hoarder podcast, she was knitting maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, slippers, yeah, slippers, and then she was felting them, and she was showing it how big they were once she finished knitting, and then how small they got, and she got really good pattern that explained everything like that. Obviously, you see, this is like wool, and if you had different types, they may behave different way. Done. Okay, here's something random. I got this beautiful bowl during one of the Bubbles Yarn retreat. So I'm talking over here from Grace O'Neill. If you're looking on YouTube, she has Bubbles Traveling Yarns podcast, and she organized some yarn events in Ireland. And there is a little section during that event that you can buy stuff, and makers are coming and selling stuff. And I got this lovely ball, and I love it. So I just dump sometimes things over here. So now I say bag, 2 bags, and my keychain goes up to my heart. Just in case you ever wonder, this is my heart. Not actually physical heart, it is a heart that my friend kind of used it, and then she wanted to, you know, find lovely home, and I just adopted it. So here it is, a heart, and I just put stuff on the top on the wall, and when I finish with tags, I just put them over here, and we have pins, so I just pin them. And you could see also my tags, and sometimes I use my tags to hold progress keepers. So, and then I attach progress keepers to the keychains, and that's basically how I roll. Okay, more organizing stuff. So you may know IKEA has those aluminium drawers, and I keep one to have needles. So I keep empty ones, and then empty bags, and then bags with the needles like this. I have a beautiful, I showed you that before, So here is my organizer. I just put the needles back. And in the separate drawer, I have my pouches. And sometimes I have some pouches, and sometimes I have some pouches outside if I forgot to take the needles out of them. And yeah, sometimes not everything can be done straight away. Organize, keep your bags. Like, do you have a drawer? Do you just store them nicely on the shelf, or how do you organize your needles? And yeah, let me know, because I want to hear that. I want to kind of go through my stuff, to be honest. Anyway, let's move to whips. So what I have on my needles, I'll be talking those stuff that I actually kind of start knitting. So we'll talk about this at the end, and let's talk about things that I knit. So if I can kind of go back, I have been focusing on 3 things lately. So in February, I thought, like in December, I have I think I will start doing also my traditional thing. In December, I knit Full of Minis hat, and I thought, because it's kind of given me a really good kick after December seeing finished hats, and obviously people sometimes go slightly farther in December and finish in January, and I see all those hats and I'm just like, oh, I really want to make some. And then February is a good month to start. There's 28 days, and even if you miss here and there, you kind of feel that, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I received a beautiful bag from Handmade Back by Diane. Diane's spoiling me rotten, and it is beautiful. She sent me some so I can actually share that with you, because she said that I can use it for giveaways. So do you want to see? Do you want to see? Diane is from Canada, so if you would want to purchase some beautiful bags, check her out. I will put a link down. Okay, so I kept some bags for myself. As you can see, I kept this and I start knitting a hat. The tags? No, keychains. I call them keychains. You can find my shop. Isn't that beautiful? I think this is my perfect size. So I like wider than longer things. Perfect with a handle. Then I kept this because it's green. And I like green. So this is green, it's bigger, so it's for, I would say, a shawl. That would be a shawl project. Or something. Yeah, shawl. And then I kept these 2. And you would think, like, how would I use them? Okay, I like things not to fall, but when I was knitting a sweater, I was using it quite a lot with the one that I got from Diane's too. And they're kind of handy, and I want to knit more sweaters. That's more about that in a while. And I thought it would be perfect, and I love kind of these fabrics, so I thought that's that. So I snagged 2 of these because they're also very handy, and a bigger one and a smaller one. That's a lot. But I left something for you. So we have this beauty. We have this beauty. This one, cherries. And I love flowers. I love flower one. So I have some gifts, prizes and stuff. And that reminds me to go to knittingILove group, check the thread, and we have annual knit a hat cal. You can knit crochet hats. If you're knitting any of my patterns for your playful patterns, you can post them twice. And the idea of that is we're targeting to get to a certain number of finished objects. So I think it's 1,500, I think. I need to check. And there's another one, knit crochet make along, so you can knit or crochet anything, and the same story, you can post my ones twice and my patterns, and I think that's all, isn't it? So I'll tell you where we at. So any finished objects. We have 1,213 finished objects, and we're aiming to 1,500. Knit a hat, we have 1,337, and I think we're aiming for 1,500 too. 1,501. That's what we're aiming for. Hats. So even though I have 2 boxes over there ready to give away to those bits, cals, make-alongs, if I don't have a bag over there, I may sneak one. Do you want me to show you prices now? Next time. Remind me next time. Write down. Yes, we want to see it next time. Because I started talking about this beautiful bag and I just drift. So I have over here full of mini set. I started on the 1st of February, and if you're interested, every color you can check Ravelry group or go on Instagram, and I post every day with each color, and I try to write down brand if I know. Sometimes I don't know, and was it a gift or is it one of my leftovers. So that's that. So that's how far I went. So here it is, beautiful. So far this was a gift. And I wrote down from who, so maybe on the screen. Then we have this lovely yellow one, and I know I got it from a friend. I'm not sure, can I say names? So from a friend, and I got it as a advent calendar. Then we have this beauty over here that was left over from, I think, Diane. The same thing over here, and those 2, I think they're Little French Meadow, and someone on Instagram told me that that's closed, and now I went to check on Instagram. This is true. Then the green one is my one. I knitted a hat with it. So with this green, maybe on the screen I'll show you. I knitted a hat, so it's Forgotten Path hat. Then I knitted So Close shawl. Then I knitted, I call it Little Drops. Little Lights. Oh, I forgot the name. Anyway, it's not a pattern, published pattern, so that's that. And then I got another leftovers over here, but that's Sweet Georgia yarn, this kind of purpley color. And then we go back to Little French Meadow, and now we're on the brown, which I completely don't know, but you know, the French Sweet Georgia, Little French Meadow, and I know it's from the same lovely friend. So yeah, so far all leftovers. Just one is from me. So it's like a memory blanket, to be honest. And just an update, the hat that I knitted in 2019 during the December has been gifted, has a new home, so I don't have any regrets to knit another one. Just saying. Beautiful. Now, next thing are socks, and 2 things about these. So first things first, we have a bag, and if you watch me for a while, maybe 3 years ago, I won this bag on Instagram, and I pushed it. I tried to wash it, that's why it's a little bit wrinkled, because I did something. I had a pattern over here that involved me to take things, and I left a biro inside, and that biro, check this out, did something like this. Do you see this stain? Yeah, but I just covered it with this. I got it from Peggy, and it looks beautiful. I think I posted even on her Instagram message DM, like, check this out. It went so bad that you can see it slightly on the other side, but the back over here, it's quite good. I should probably iron it. And the bag is from By the Leg Side, so that's from a very, very talented person from Canada, Sandy. So yeah, it is so cool. So over here I have socks. So I thought nothing's going to stop me, and if you have a kind of rough bag that was loved so much, and this was loved so much, well, use it still because it was so missed. So if you have an idea how to take the stain off, let me know down below. I'll try. I tried soda and vinegar even, you know. So on the screen, I'll take that from Instagram. I received some mini swaps. They were 10 grams, 11 grams, and I tried to divide them equally-ish. And then I divide them. I started knitting with the ones that my scale, and it's just in front of me, so I'll show you. This is my scale. It's just like kitchen scale. I need to get the one that, you know, it's more delicate. Sensitive, that's the word probably I should use. Sensitive to weight. So anyway, and then I divide them equally, let's say that way. And then when I did all of that, I just took it on the side and did that again and picked those ones that are lighter, not that they are heavier, and knit the first one. So on the screen, the first one, you can see it, that's how it looks, and this is the direction. So it took me, I know, I'm going to tell you now, I think it took me a day, maybe day something, to knit this. And it was literally, I'm in the car as a passenger and I'm knitting, I'm at work, kind of do 3-4 rounds and let's do the task. And it's kind of cheer me up a little bit when I'm knitting on the rounds, so that, you know, I have to stand up and do things. I kind of rethink what I was doing and then rethink what's next I could do, and then I just stand up and do, and, you know, do the task and then come back, and I know when I finish it I will have my 3-4 rounds. So it kind of helps me at work, at home, with anything that you have to-do list. This is kind of my thing in regards to knitting. I'm not saying that it will be yours, but, you know, just sharing, try, it may work. So these are the socks that you can see it. Obviously you saw it on the photo, but this is, and how did I do it? So basically I just was wondering, I'm not really a fan of them, you know, when you have stripy socks and you have these sections. Over here I tried to break it with the next mini that I had, so they're not together, they looked more like spots or dots or here lines, and I think that looks really cool. And you could see I used helix method. I have one tutorial how I do that, so I basically just drop the yarn and just pick the one underneath. That's the main thing, so to make sure that you don't have them like kind of lining up. So you could, for instance, you could see here there are no steps unless you start the skein, and this is how it goes. And here, so far there are all from Anne, and this is from Northern Ireland. I swapped with Northern Ireland, so cool. And I started another one yesterday I think, and I knitted so much because we started watching Lock and Keys. It's on Netflix. It has 1 season. It kind of, I thought first it's going to be very scary, and I'm not really a person who likes to watch very scary or very, how to say it, I think movies rated for 12-year-olds. With the 15-year-olds, sometimes I would have to do my research. So that's that. Even though I'm 36, I will be 37 in a month. So that's that. So, you know, pleasure not pressure. And after a movie I like to feel relaxed, not tense and scared. That's my personal thing. So anyway, this is my second one, and I haven't posted on Instagram yet about it, but you could see the difference. And I think it's really cool. And I'll try to use all the ones from Anne, and obviously you probably can't wait to watch a finished object video, and that will be leftover socks number 15, just in case you miss it and you can come back after a while. I'll probably have it done. So this is also the thing, that this is also the thing. I don't want to swap with many people. Not that maybe that sounds a little bit rough. First of all, I want to knit with the yarn that I swap, because I think it's a thrill to knit with the yarn that you send to your friend, and that friend is knitting with it. No pressure, you know, if you don't have a time, that's fine. But please, you know, tag me when you start knitting it, like in 2 years' time. But I hope that person enjoys it. So, and if you're watching it, let me know down below, do you? And we'll be all watching down below for your comment. I hope you do. And that's why I don't want to put pressure on myself. And, you know, I think pleasure, not pressure. That, you know, once I finish these socks, I can swap with all the person. And then once I do that, then again, I'm quite a fast knitter. And I have quite more time than average person, I would say, sometimes for knitting, or I just find that time, I'm not sure. It's hard to say. I can't compare. If I maybe had a different life, then I could compare those two. So yeah, and with these, you see, if I'm watching something and that Lock and Keys series is, you know, you have to watch. So I don't have to watch how I knit in the round, because I used 9" over here, which I really love, and I also want to share that with you, and maybe I will share a video how I do that with just, you know, random minis that I get and how do I join them and stuff, because I do have a tutorial step by step how I knit 2 at a time socks, which was my preferred method for like maybe 3 years. So if you go to my playlist socks, you can definitely check it out. That's interesting. When did I stop? Because I don't really go back and think about those things. Who was very good in statistics? Let me know how many socks did I knit with 2 at a time. Yeah, just warn you, I think I knitted over 80 pairs now. So so if you have a spare moment, check it out, let me know down below. So yeah, and maybe that will also help you to, you know, play with the yarn you get and how to kind of get this funky effect. Yeah, with all the tutorial is just basically how to knit socks, and probably I will follow the same pattern per se. Maybe then I'll write that pattern because it's not written down on the paper. It's just a YouTube video, step by step. And it's also 2 at a time, so it's something kind of not everyone would probably or may want to jump into. I think 2 at a time for me as a beginner was brilliant, because if you didn't really want to count how many rounds you do, but you really wanted to have identical socks from perspective of number of rounds you do, 2 at a time is quite good, because you don't have to count or mark. Like you could see over here, I was using markers to mark how many rounds I did. So that's 60. I had it normally on 30, then another 30, and then I'll move this one over here just to know, you know, where I am, where's the center. And I think over here I did, I'm guessing, if that's 30, maybe 40 over here. I'm not sure actually. I will need to count. That's exactly what I need to do for this one. So, and if you're knitting 2 at a time, then you don't have that problem. Anyway, just saying, so much fun. I think I posted one photo on Instagram. If you are not on Ravelry, that maybe call out under that video, call out under that post photo, and I'll show you over here. This is the photo, and write it down. Maybe someone will want to swap. You know, just like, you know, just, you know. And then you can PM, so private message yourself on Instagram. So that's that. Then the third is my new design. And I thought I'm going to show you. So I got this bag when I was in Poland from my lovely friend, and I love it so much. So I'm using it because I have a board and I have a chart, and I'm just using this chart to, you know, to see where I am, to tick things, to mark things, to correct things. So that's that. It's going to be paid for pattern, so I'm not showing you everything. And I think I showed you that I was going to use Knit Crate dark green color, but I changed my mind and I frogged that a bit and I went with a lovely pink. So I can show you a bit. So this is how the pattern looks like. I'm going with a very, kind of going outside my comfort zone with a very speckled yarn with a lace to see how it works, but it's, you know, it's probably not going to be a sample. It's just for me checking, and it'll be perfect things to maybe gift or wear, we shall see. And the yarn is here, and I got it from Dawn Marie, and because she told me, yeah, that was her, because I need to keep more bigger, you know. I'll be asking you on Instagram who was so generous to give me this. And this yarn, I'll show you now. I got this from her too. So I just keep over here progress keepers, because you need like 16 or something. And then tags. And then as you can see, I also have over here a small bit of that yarn that I used around. The previous yarn that I used around was kind of like this, but I thought it's a little bit, you know, sometimes when people tell you about the color of your skin, that some is more into warm colors and the other one is more into cold colors. So I'm not sure with me. I'm drawn you know, mentally towards warm colors, but I'm not sure am I the one should pick them or not, because I look really good in this hat, and this is a Whitfield hat, and the yarn, I think it's in the cold colors, or it could be the green that is warm. I'm not really Sure, I need to learn how to recognize those things. If you know how, or you watch the video, put link down below, I want to learn. So basically this is it. So the yarn is Toil and Trouble, I think. You know, me and English is not a great thing, so please check on the screen. Is it Toil? Toil? And Bookishly Inspired. So is it not the name of the color? No, the Music Makers. That's the name. And Sonnet is the base, and the base is 100% superwash merino wool. So, okay, check the screen now so you can see it. And I'm reading it, everything properly. Do I check, please? So that's that. The little bit that I got, I think, is, I need to double check so I'm not saying anything. And so that's where I am, and to knit this and correct myself takes a little bit of time, and that time that to actually sit and focus, I don't have that much. That's why I knit loads of socks, lots of hats, something in the round, something stuck in it, because just grab and go and drop if you need to. But with this, not really. You know, you have to have a time to read it and just enjoy it. It's like a proper me knitting time. And do you have proper me knitting time? A lot. When you do, but when you do, you're so happy. I know I am. So that's that. Sometimes I take it to work on my break. Just sit and knit then to focus. And that's that in regard to my whips, and I have on my needles, and this is what I'm working on. However, you may see something over here. It's over here. Do you want me to show you? Maybe I will show you, why not? So this is the shawl that I'm knitting, and I knitted it, made some notes, but like on the scrap paper, not on like proper charted Excel sheet thing, and I just want to recreate it. So this is the shawl that hopefully will end up the same way, and this is a beautiful, beautiful yarn dyer, local to me, from Ireland. So on the screen you can check it out. I was playing with the shape, and the way I was getting it and knitting it, I tried to now a little bit tweak it. So we shall see how it goes with the one that's on my needles. And I like it's a one skein fingering, and I like the way, you know, it's just up till here, just before certain area, but not too long, and still this is more visible than this, so it's not equal. Okay, stop pointing at the chest. And yes, I really like that, and it's really cool for like quick wrap around, go for a walk stuff. Just saying. So let me know, what do you think about it? Do you have any skeins that you could use it? Like I said, this is tonal yarn, and the one that I'm using, it's variegated. That's how we say it. Speckled, variegated, speckled. Which one? Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, I almost forgot. So there is also one more thing. I got this bag from a friend, such a huge one, and what I have over here is Knit for a Bit. So this project is going to be probably for a few years, and I started a blanket. I started this channel in 2015. We have 2020, so you know, 5 years, and I have got on the train, you know what I mean. So here it is. I'm knitting it on Chagoose. I got the Chagoose from Knit Crate Boxes 1 year, I think, if I can guess, 2018, and I know what to do with it. I knew actually that it's going to be something like a blanket, but I wasn't kind of drawn to any. And this is 4.5 millimeters, which is US size 6. I think they lace one, so they're very pointy. And over here I have Bits and Bobs blanket by Kate Jones from Baker Bears, and which means that you hold fingering weight yarn double. And so far I picked this grey, so it's a very easy pattern. I know it looks, oh yeah, check that out. It looks like this. Do you see it? It looks like this. So it looks like a mixture for a brioche, I would say, but the only thing you do, if I can say that, it's like a knit stitch, but not really. Very simple, very addictive. And so far I grabbed 250 grams of drops cable, and this is 115. So I'm going there slowly, gradually. I keep it next to my bed. That's why I completely forgot, because I just had a look what bags around here I have. But I got loads of nice leftovers from a friend, so maybe I'll be showing you what I'll be knitting on them, and yeah, and that'll be fun. An update over here is also that Kay designed a cowl in the same pattern. This is knitted flat, so the cowl is knitted in the round. There is, I think, discount code if you purchased before, and then Bits and Bob's blanket, so you can grab the cowl. I think 20% off. Might be guessing over here, so double check that. That's all. Okay, and now the big thing is a sweater that I started in November, and I thought I'm going to finish it, but in December I did not even pick it up. In January, I think I pick it up on halfway through January, and I finished it lately. And this is Sparkle Leaves shawl sweater. I'm going to write down over here. Jill is a designer, and I told you in episode, I don't know, 91, 92, when I'm holding this little piece covering my face, that's the one, that I received it as a gift. A designer reached out to me on Instagram, and I was like, I have yarn. Anyway, I'll be probably remembering that till the end of my days. But anyway, so this is it, and I have some modifications over here, so just tell you straight away. Maybe before I forget, I'll tell you about the bag. So this, I kept it in this bag. This is very sturdy, and this is amazing and talented bag maker in Ireland, and not only that, local. So like in this city, Limerick, and she's making beautiful. Although I have to warn you, hers, when she does when she does updates, it goes quickly. So it's a string one, and you just grab the sides. Beautiful. I got it as a gift straight away. So over here I have some pockets. And inside, when my sweater got bigger and I did not want the yarn to get kind of rough when you have to twist it from side to side, I put to an Irish-based to Canadian-based bag maker, and this is from Diane. I got it ages ago and I thought it was perfect. And eventually, especially when I knit on sleeves, so the construction is top down, and you start from the neck and you go down with the yoke, and that was perfect for this bag. And then I was knitting in the round over here, which you have already some piece of material or fabric done. How do you call it? Fabric, yeah. And then you just knit over here and you just use stocking stitch. So something is sticking out, and I think from that moment I started putting it into this one. So I had a piece just sticking out. I was knitting it on 16 inches. So this is the cable you use when you knit hats. So it's that 40 centimeters, circular needles. Yeah, so that's that. And when especially it's so handy when you get to the sleeves, because you just have a sleeve sticking out from one side and you just go side to side, not around, I just go side to side with the bag. So the bag is getting all the rough and the outside world love, and not the sweater per se. I know I've heard from my friend that she what does she do? She said something that she flips it on the wrong side or something. I don't know, maybe that's, I would have to probably see it to do it. But I like my method, and I like two things. And then at some point I just take this bag to work with a small piece of yarn to work on the sleeves, then the big one. Yeah, so I told you top down yoke color work, and I haven't blocked it yet. I didn't wave it, and so we wait for the finished object video. And as you can see, it's so beautiful. In a sec I'm going to tell you about the yarn. Did I do the changing colors? Not really, so I'm not sure. I'm not seeing in a person, but maybe on the camera you can see slight difference. I didn't do it even with the sleeves. This is the way the yarn is dyed, so that's perfect, because it looks like if I were, what's the word? Oh, I'm so bad with words. Help me right down below so I know for the future. when you knit one round with one color and then just switch it with another color, but obviously it's the same color, you're using just 2 skeins, so you variegate? No. I don't know. Forgot. Brain freeze, some people say. So no, I didn't. I just basically took one skein, divided to 2 balls, and I started knitting. And when I knew I'm going to end up, and I added some more stitches to the pattern over here, and actually when I was even adding it when you were, how do you call it, dividing it to just work on the body, because from top down at some point you have to put those stitches on hold, and I knew that I wanted to have a certain number of stitches. So what I did, I was adding more after some area to have more stitches, because I liked it to have positive ease, so more than my arms are. And then I just let them on hold, and I used long like sock needles that I don't use, and just knit on the body, and then I pick it up from here and go like that. And then I did some decreases more than in Navelli sweater, and a Navelli sweater on the screen. So over here, Navelli sweater original design does not have sleeves, and I added those sleeves, and I really like them, and I thought, what will happen if I make them even more puffy? So that's what I did, and I make them more puffy, but it's like stretch puffy, not like you going more over here. No, not Shakespeare style. And then I just did down, and I did a longer one with tubula bind off. I did not follow pattern. The pattern gives you a beautiful, if I have photos maybe I'll show, our designer has, so I did some nice motif over here from perspective of the creases, but normally originally there is some kind of color work and a bit of ribbing, and probably the same one that it's on the bottom of the sweater. But I just like this one more, and I did a standard cast off or bind off method over here. Pattern does not specify which one to use, it just says bind off. I'm not sure I'm going to go back and do the tubula because it's long and so on so on. I'll probably leave it the way it is. So yeah, what do you think about it? That's the wrong side here. And it's a little bit pity, I ordered some of my shop tags in January, and we have February and I still don't have them, so I'm not sure will my shop will have 2020 tags. I probably will have to go back to the lady asking. So yes, other than that, we do, I have tags which are, you know, long ones with the heart or snowflake, not a year, or even with hand wash on one side and a heart or snowflake on the other side. And I probably will use it as I do over here, just on the collar, because I like that. So yeah, so that's that. So hopefully soon for the object video. And let's see what I have over here. So what yarn I used? I used the yarn that I got during an Brian festival, and that was was it an Brian festival? I think it was 2019. So here is an Brian festival yarn 2018, and this is the yarn. So check it out. This is the brand on the bottom, and this is the name of the yarn. So this is Fiber Spates, I think. That's how you say it. And this is Viva, oh no, 4-ply. Too hard. The color one is Dove Stone and another one is Avocado. So you can see it. So hopefully you can see it. So it is 365 meters, which is 400 yards, and 612 is Dove Stone, and 627 is Avocado, and this is 100% superwash merino wool. So, but it's very high twist. So we shall see how that goes to wear it. I can show you how it knits up before blocking. So here it is how it knits up before blocking. This is my tension. So I hope you're excited, because I'm very excited. The finish it and wear it, and you would think like, where I'm going to use it. And I think I will be using this as kind of motivation sweater. So for instance, I'm been telling you since the day 1st of December that I want to do a bit of declutter, de-stash, and so on, and somehow I'm procrastinating. So this sweater is going to help me to do that. I'll be like, ready, I'm telling you. Next section, patterns and sweaters. Okay, so obviously I have one sweater on my needles. Well, actually I have a few, but it's more kind of my thing, kind of playing with the thing. Shh, secret. So we shall see how that goes. But anyway, I want to cast on something new, and I was thinking you can help me. Okay, first things first, I'm going to show you my stash, and then we'll talk about patterns. So now, first superwash sweater quantity. And you know what people say, you know, if you're a lady, you're not showing your stash or something like that. There's some saying on Instagram. So I'm not a lady. Okie dokie. So let's start with something I got ages ago and I really want to knit with it. And I tried to do that stash happy 2020 hashtag thing. So basically you try to knit with a yarn that sparks joy. And that refers to one lady. So if you know, if you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. So now, if you don't, let me know down below. I know that, you know, I'm very bad with names and things. So over here, and that's beauty, I have a beautiful yarn that I got it like ages ago. I bought it from Grace from Bubbles Yarns, and I really, really want to knit a sweater with it. How shiny it is. And because it's so pretty, I haven't cast it on yet because it's so pretty. Do you have that too? Cheer me up. Write it down if you do. So this yarn I've already caked, and I know the light, oh, maybe this will give you kind of rusty color. Very nice. If it goes slightly lighter, it's maybe not this. So this is Bubbles Yarns, and the color is Dawn in Irish Brown, and I really, really like it. I'm kind of brown person color thing. I like brown. If you have brown and you don't really like it, just, you know. So I have a bit of 5 skeins, and I have other 2 that I could probably mix if I will do a color work. So something lighter, something darker, or I would probably have enough for me if I have 5 skeins to just do like a lace. Yeah. Okay, it's going to be a mess. I just don't. And you probably need a yardage, so it's 400 meters. Grace doesn't write yards, so would that be 430 yards, I think? I'm guessing. 425 yards? Although I bought these for my design. Now, another yarn that is kind of the same, isn't it? Yes, 400 meters, which is 437 yards. We have yards over here. Pure merino, 100% Porsche merino. So I have 4 skeins of these, and you could see, yes, it's not black, it's more kind of darker. Over here it looks very, you know, with the light. I'm always pale over here. And this, closer. Oh yeah, maybe this will be the more than, this will be a proper thing. So this is the Daya, and this is a Polish company. They're based in Poland. They came in over to Woolen 2019, and I bought this yarn just to support them and maybe make my own design with it. But you know, we can kind of cast on something. You know, Woolen is coming in this year too to Dublin, so that can be a color work. The next thing I like to got yarn, I think that was in Edinburgh, I'm not sure to be honest, I think in Edinburgh, and I got quite an interesting blend over here. I have 3 skeins, and apparently that will be enough to knit with it because of the content. The yarn behaves after washing, it's that it stretches a little bit, so it gives you an extra area to fill in. So we have lino or lino, I'm not sure, 50% alpaca, 25% link, and 50% alpaca, 25% silk, and 25% linen. We have 400 meters, which is 437 yards, so the same yardage over here, and you could see it's this nice purple, and I know I have a few friends that love purple. I know you do. And this is Martin's Lab. If you don't know who that is, that's Justyna Lorkowska's husband, and Justyna Lorkowska has designed with this, has made a design. She designed something with this yarn, and what she designed maybe on the screen, I'm going to show you and tell you the name of it. It's kind of just a top, like a t-shirt thing, and I'm not sure. I don't have a pattern because I'm not sure. And I have only 3 skeins for that, which probably without sleeves will be enough. So, and I need something to cast on because I have a beautiful bag. And this time I bought it. So this is the beautiful beach, because normally summer is not the time that we can go on holidays. I work and Sebs is the busiest because he's a painter, and the busiest during that time, so I can only dream about this. So, and it kind of reminds me, I'm not sure why, about Canada, and this bag is from Canada, and especially my favorite book, which is from the Green Gables. So I watch Anne with an E on Netflix. Did you? Let me know down below. Big fan. So that's that. I need something for that. And that would be perfect. It's just the pattern. Okay. But that's not all. I have some 100% wool yarn too. Okay, I had to pull that out. Well, I have this beautiful red, but like I said, my dream is to design something with it. We shall see how it goes. Probably will stay with me for a while, and I will enjoy it in this form first. And then I have another cone. I knitted a sweater with it, and maybe on the screen, this is the one. And I think would have enough to knit another one with it. And mix with some colors. That's 50. So it is Holz Garn yarn, but it's very thin. It's not like a standard sock yarn. It's thinner than that, but it kind of blooms after knitting. But I would not say it blooms to this gauge. No. So it's thinner, and I also have blue, and it looks like this. So either with this or with any of the 50s could work. I was thinking maybe I'll knit this for Seb, but that's very thin fingering. I presume he would need score more points to get something like that. Is that all? No. And then I have this yarn, Female PT2, and I got it because I was inspired by Ellie from Skinnier Knit Podcast, and I wanted to buy only one color, this one, but they didn't have it, so I had to get some. So we have 6, and I've never knitted with it, and that's why it's probably I haven't knitted with it, because it's too nice. It's 100% Norsk wool, so it's probably wool. And we have in 50 grams we have 175 meters. So in 100 we have approximately 350 meters. So 365 normally we would still classify, so 400 yards as a fingering. So I presume this is still kind of sport. So if I get 24 stitches, probably with this I would get 22, I would guess, gauge. But I have 300 meters of, sorry, 300 grams of this color. And I knew for myself I would need approximately 500 grams. So this is just 300, and I had to pick a little bit more, and I wasn't sure, so an extra, so it's 350 grams of this color, then 100 grams of this color. So this one is 0470, this one is 487, and 3 balls of 0403. Just saying, so 3. Second betcha it should be some color work. That's what I have. So, okay, now let's go through some patterns. The patterns, sweater patterns that I have, either I bought them or someone gifted to me them, or they're free and I just added it to library. So first things first, what I do, I go to Ravelry and I go to my library and see what I have over that, and I use advanced search to do that, and then I go to my faves, so the patterns that I liked, and I saved for later, or like I thought that they sparked something, and at that point when I was picking them, and I go through that. And the third way when I'm looking for a pattern is I'm going to the main search, and then I go with advanced and I go sweaters, and I pick the weight of the yarn I have and see what I can do with it. So let's see what I have in my library, and then what I have my faves, and I'm not going to the third section or the third phase. I just hope maybe you will help me over that too. So check what I really like and what I think about patterns, and maybe you can help me. So I'm doing that, I'm doing that on my mobile, so we shall see how it goes. And you could see that I have some patterns over here, and I'm going to see if I can do advanced search. Normally you can do it on PC. You see this? Search 501 patterns. That's what I'm going to click. And then I'm going to over here. So let's do some fingering, sport and fingering. Then let's go knitting. Then let's go age, which I'm an adult. And then let's go what I want to knit, which is clothing, and go sweaters. All. So as you can see in my library, I have 25 sweaters. So and this is it. So check it out here. So now there are a few patterns over here that I've already knitted. Like Novelli, you can see that I knitted also long line cardigan, which by the way, should I frog? I haven't, maybe I use it twice and that's it. So it could be my de-stash as a project. I'll be frogging that cardigan because I don't wear it. And I don't wear it because it's very long and I'm a tall person, so I think it makes me even taller. It's not really my style. I like it looked hokey, but I think it's not my style. Just, I know it now, but I knitted it, and it took me 3 months to knit it. Just saying. You see this tulip sweater over here I'm showing you now? Quite interesting. So let's click on it and see what's the gauge. The gauge is 24 stitches. But it has a few colors, and you can see there are people knitting it. There is 11 projects, so on the top of the screen you can see it now. And it's quite nice. 24 stitches, that would be like a standard fingering. But I have that PT2 yarn, and what do you think? I think that would be really cool, and I might have enough to make it. And yeah, it is, as you can see, it's a paid for pattern. So I bought it. I didn't get it as a gift. And then next, I don't have all sweaters over here, to be honest. I'm not sure why, because So I'm knitting this sweater now. Well, I finished. Sparkling Leaves. Isbra I knitted with Hall's Garden yarn, exactly almost in the same colours. Jennifer Stengas has this is a beautiful hat inside, this is a beautiful sweater, and maybe one day. This is nice, Ghost Horses, but I'm not really a horse person. I know it's Kate and Hunter, and overall I like the structure. Maybe I could use it, but do like plain knitting. With the yarn that I have, just 3 skeins, it might be enough. Let's see, we have Sport 24 stitches, which 24 stitches will be like for me fingering. So always look at the gauge, not at the weight of the yarn. And sometimes you would like different sensation of the fabric you're knitting with a different gauge. And sometimes I would say first knit something with the yarn, see what fabric you're getting, see what gauge you have, and then look by the gauge. Unfortunately, Ravelry is not letting you to sort through the gauge, and that would be really, really cool if they could implement that in the search, because I would just write down I want to knit sweaters in 22 stitch gauge, because it doesn't matter what kind of yarn I have, but I like that gauge in the yarn that I actually have, and so it would show me the, you know, sweaters that are in that gauge. Be really, really cool. But I know how much work that'd be. But just in someone in Ravelry watching, probably not, but that'd be really cool. Let's go back. Okay, so that's that. At the moment, my thing would be Ghost Horses, but maybe without color work over here. And with color work, Tulip Sweater, I would say maybe PT2 yarn that I have, and work with the sizes and stuff. Now let's go to favorites, and then go to advanced, search, patterns, and then we go the same story. We go fingering, sport, we will go clothes, we will go sweaters, all sweaters, and then we go knitting, and we will go age adult. So I think we have 52 over here. So what do we have? Oh, Rasa, have you seen this by Jennifer Stengas? But I like other of her sweaters more now. What else I have over here? We've seen this, it kind of calls me. I did not search through everything because I got a gift. Oliver blouse, I'll show you what that is. So here it is, here is the blouse. As you can see, a very elegant, and I love it. I love on this model and design actually, and it's just beautiful. The top is a mohair. I don't have any mohair yarn, and the bottom is fingering, you know, both fingering, and I would have it. You would need just maybe 1 skein or maybe 2-ish. That's what the pattern says. I checked that, and you could see the gauge is 20 stitches. So even though it's fingering, now you can see it's 20 stitches, not 24. So it's kind of more see-through thing going on over here. And it's very elegant, and you can see you can have it in different colors. And I love 23 projects, so check them out. And what I like what this lady did. Do you see it? But I'm not so brave to show anything over here. So even though I'm so in love with it, I probably will leave it for a while. I may find a person that maybe I will knit it for. Anyone in the kind of older style. Anyway, just saying, very interesting pattern.
Okay, so that's a chit chat. I hope you like this, seeing my mobile phone. And when I was browsing through, let me know what is your favorite fingering weight sweater that you have knitted or you would want to knit. Share that with me, please, down below. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, giving me a like, and as always, pleasure not pressure. Knit what you like, what you enjoy, what you would wear, what suits into your wardrobe. And yeah, I hope to hear from you soon. Write down comments and I will do reply to you. Bye. Help me with the sweaters.